Finally, there is a God. Jesus, thank you. Thank you. If you guys thought that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn hugging out and officially being back together was a great SmackDown moment, I need you guys to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. Listen, I thought SmackDown tonight, in my honest opinion, was a decent show. Decent. Had some good moments. Had some pretty questionable moments here and there, but I thought, overall, tonight's SmackDown show was pretty decent. Everybody got their shit in for WrestleMania. Some WrestleMania build, of course. We got Sheamus and Drew in the main event of the show. I thought it was a decent show tonight. Let me guys know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of SmackDown tonight in the comment section. But we will go over SmackDown tonight here on the SmackDown review for your Friday, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2023. If you guys don't know who I am Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys thought that SmackDown was a pretty decent show, if you loved that moment between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn towards the end of the show tonight, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of the show tonight. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. Raw review for this past Monday is live on the channel. This video will be down below in the description, as well as in the annotation that you see on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, as well as SmackDown review from this past Friday. Link to that video will also be down below in the description, as well as in the annotation that you see on the upper right-hand corner of your screen as well. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, Twitter and TikTok at The Real Chris. 2 E's on the duh, 2 S's on the Chris. Follow me on social media on Twitter and TikTok. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button down below and turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. SmackDown tonight was from the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri. The show opened up with Cody Rhodes making his entrance and gets on the microphone. We got no Roman on the show tonight. No Roman and no Paul Heyman and no Solo on SmackDown tonight. He asked the crowd what they wanted to talk about, and says that the last few weeks tempers have flared and stakes have been high. But he wants to say he has the utmost respect for Roman Reigns. He thinks Roman is the greatest champion in sports and sports entertainment alike. He looks forward to seeing him in the ring, and he looks forward to beating him at WrestleMania. Roman, by the way, will be on Raw this Monday night, on Monday Night Raw. But he doesn't want to talk about somebody. He wants to talk to somebody, and he calls Kevin Owens to the ring. So out comes Kevin Owens. He thanks Cody. Well, Kevin thanks Cody and says he's pretty sure he knows what this is about, and they've been over this. And Rhodes asked him to just hear him out, because this isn't a conversation between just the two of them. And he also calls out Sami Zayn. So Sami comes out. From this point, I already knew, like, okay, Kevin and Sami are going to talk. You know, they're going to settle their differences, hopefully, which didn't happen. And then something will go down at the end of the show where Sami and Jey Uso are talking to each other, and something will eventually go down. From that point on, I already knew. So Cody says, in the spirit of the road to WrestleMania, he's going to peel the curtain back slightly. For those who don't know, he has an incredible amount of love and respect for Kevin Owens. 6 or 7 years ago, when he was about so bold to say goodbye to World Entertainment, he said it with false confidence. He needed help, contact, structure, someone to have his back, and Kev introduced him to some friends who made that possible and bettered his livelihood. And he can never repay that favor, but he'd like to try right now. We're all here, so why don't we have the conversation? Owens says he's heard everything Sami has to say, and Sami says he hasn't heard everything Kevin has to say, and he feels and it feels like through the years, friends or enemies, they've done unspeakable stuff to each other many, many times. But they always found a way to get back on the same page, and he can't understand why this time is so different. So never mind what he has to say. If KO needs to get something off his chest, if he needs to scream at him or punch him in the face, do it. Do whatever you have to do so they can get back on working together. So they can get back to working together. Owens asks Rhodes if he's got what he wants and can leave now. Cody says, we're in the people-pleasing business. It doesn't matter what he wants. Sure, it's what he wants. It's what Michael Cole wants. It's what everybody in the crowd wants. He wants, she wants, they want. We all want to see Owens and Zayn back on the same page, including me. Sami says they can take down the ones, and maybe it'll take years to get over it, but they don't need to be friends to do this. Kevin says he's heard it, he gets it, but why would he fight for someone who doesn't even want to be his friend? KO thanks Cody for trying, he really appreciates it, but he's all set. Zayn watches him leave, stunned, as the segment ends from there. We all knew what this segment was going to lead into. If you're a smart guy like I am, you would know that if it's one part that's happening, you wait to the end of the show to see what happens, and then anything from there anything can happen from that point forward. I knew from that point on, when Cody brought out Sami and Kevin, I knew, and I said this earlier, I knew that when Sami and Jey Uso was going to talk and hash out what happened on Raw last week, not the Monday that just happened, the last week, we all knew where was this going from there. We all knew where this was going. I love this. I thought that it set the tone for the rest of the fucking show. Obviously, they made us wait to the end of the show to see what happens. And then we go from, okay, maybe this Kevin Owens really does hate Sami. He doesn't really need Sami, but at the end of the day, we all know Kevin Owens needs Sami Zayn. They have a goal together. They have a common goal together, and that's beat the Usos at WrestleMania. Now I'm hoping that this Monday on Raw or next Friday on SmackDown we get that match official for WrestleMania. That's what I'm hoping for sure. But this was a good opening segment to kick off SmackDown. We see Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley walking backstage, and we go to commercial break. Back for commercial break, Sami Zayn catches up to Kevin Owens in the parking lot. Now, from this point on, I already knew that KO was going to come back and save Sami Zayn in the end of the show. So Sami tells him to forget the bloodline, forget everything he said. They are friends. They're more than friends. They're brothers. And if Owens doesn't want to talk to him ever again, that's fine. Zayn just needed to tell him he loves him. Kevin Owens drives away without responding. From that point on, I already knew. We all knew from that point on that KO was going to come back and save Sami from the beatdown from the Usos. We all know that. From that point, we all knew. Judgment Day. We had Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley going up against the Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega in a mixed tag team match. Listen, this mixed tag team match was okay. It was not bad. It was okay for what it was. Judgment Day wins by pinfall with the riptide from Ripley to Zelina Vega. So there you go. I mean, the match was okay for what it was, but what happened post-match was really interesting. So post-match, Mysterio gets on the mic, Dominik Mysterio, and says he just wanted to come back here and say a WWE Hall of Famer is nothing but a disrespectful deadbeat dad. Didn't we hear this last week? He was never there through all those sleepless nights, and at the end of the day, from there, Rey appears on the Titantron, walking with his hands on his hips, and a stern expression on his face to send us to commercial break. So we all knew from that point Dominik was gonna be having an appearance by Rey Mysterio himself. Back for commercial break, Rey Mysterio makes his entrance. Dominik gets on the mic, surprised that Rey actually showed up. Given how many nights he went without a father, Mysterio, the elder, asks Rhea for a moment alone with his son, and she takes a step back. Mysterio, the younger, asks where Rey was when he needed him before accusing him of being so selfish. Asks to take away his WrestleMania moment because he's scared. And there's something Dom wants to get off his chest, which is that Rey is just a piece of shit. His dad cuts him off and admits that he hasn't been the best father. He missed birthdays, Christmases, graduations, football games, but that doesn't take away his love. He still loves Dominik, but whether he believes him or not, he's his world. But soon he's gonna find out that this business is selfish and that he made sacrifices so he, his mom, and his sister could have had a life that Rey only dreamed of. All the fancy cars and brand names he's had, the way he'd get bailed out whenever he got into trouble. Mysterio the Elder gets choked up and admits he's having a hard time coping with all of this. He's being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he'd love nothing more than have Dom standing by his side on that stage, but maybe it's too late for that. His biggest regret is what Dominik has become, and if someone like him, some ungrateful, disrespectful, pathetic, punk-ass kid, called him out on WrestleMania, he gladly whooped their ass. But unfortunately, Dom is his son, and fighting him would be the biggest disgrace as a father. He says he will not fight him at WrestleMania, and Dominik asks why not. It is because he's running away. The thing he does best, he continues to taunt Rey as he leaves, and this segment goes from there. I thought this was a great segment between Dominik and Rey. Great segment. Great segment here, I'm not going to lie to you. A very good segment, in my honest opinion. A very good segment. But, my honest thing is, are we really going to get this match at WrestleMania? I still think so. But the thing is, how are we getting there? Rey keeps telling Dominik, I won't fight you, I won't fight you, I won't fight you. Here's an idea that might just sound crazy. It just might sound crazy. What if Rey is on the stage in the Hall of Fame on Friday, which is 2 weeks from now, which is Friday? What if Rey is, he's saying his speech and everything else, and then next thing you know, Dominik attacks him from behind. In front of his wife, in front of his daughter, in front of his closest friends and family. Dominik attacks him on the day of the Hall of Fame. And then we get the match set for WrestleMania. It may be a sick idea, but I think that's where they're headed towards. I mean, Dominik did attack Rey on Thanksgiving. He attacked him on Christmas. You might as well do the same thing on the fucking Hall of Fame, which would be a sick of an idea. But I would love it. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about that idea. I think that would be a great idea. I think it would. We see the Brawling Brutes psyching Sheamus up backstage. Commentary announced that there will be a men's and women's showcase fatal 4-way tag team matches at WrestleMania with qualifiers starting now. Huh? There will be a men's and women's showcase 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania and qualifiers starting now. I seen this and I asked myself, is Vince in charge? Is Vince McMahon back in charge? Why are we getting, with especially less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, why are we getting a men's and women's showcase 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania? Can I ask why? Seriously, can somebody tell me why we're getting this at WrestleMania? Why? I guess I found my other bathroom break at WrestleMania. We get Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez going up against Emma and Tegan Nox. Folks, I did not care. I mean, I'm just going to sit here and be straight up honest. I did not care not one bit for this match. I did not care one bit for this match. I did not. All I know is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez win by pinfall with Oblivion from Morgan to Emma, qualifying for the WrestleMania Showcase match. What is on the line here? What is on the line here? Can I ask that question? I honestly don't care. I really don't. I could care less about a WrestleMania Showcase 4-way tag team match. Who are the teams? Beats me. I wouldn't know. We get a recap of Rhea Ripley confronting Charlotte Flair last week. Charlotte makes her entrance, and we go to commercial break. Back for commercial, Charlotte Flair gets on the mic. She talks about how when she was growing up, this sport was built on Rhodes as a challenger and Flair as a champion. And now once again built on Rhodes as a challenger and Flair as a champion. This is her 7th WrestleMania, and she's been either champion or challenger for each of them, and she's definitely a star. Yeah, to each his own. She says Rhea can't be a star until she goes through her, and she can't do it anymore than she could 3 years ago, because the more things change, the more they stay the same. Oh, Charlotte, you don't say. The more things change, the more they stay the same, Charlotte. That is absolutely true. When it comes to you, Charlotte, coming back from a 8-month hiatus, winning the championship on a match that you clearly didn't fucking earn, yeah, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So Ripley comes out. She tells Charlotte she's 100% right, and she chose her. When she walks through the locker room, men and women all turn it back and walk away because of fear. Because she's dangerous and she's bloody good at what she does, and everyone fears her, except for Flair. Look at her right now, staring her down with an ounce of fear in her eyes, and frankly, that pisses her off. It should. She's a 14-time women's champion for a reason. I mean, let's just be real. Out of her 14 title reigns, none of them are fucking memorable. None of them. None of them are memorable. Because she's one of the biggest stars in the whole company, and she can give her all the credit in the world, but she needs a SmackDown Women's Championship. She needs to be a star, and after WrestleMania, when it's all done and dusted, Charlotte will learn to call her champion and should learn to fear her. Dominik Mysterio wheels his way up to Flair's face and jaws at her, giving Rhea an opening to drop the champion with a cheap shot. Charlotte attacks Rhea on the floor and they brawl. Referees and road agents Pete Williams and Ken Doan trying and failing to keep them apart. Flair jumps off the announce desk onto her to prolong the brawl at one point. Listen. The brawl between Charlotte and Rhea was good. Decent at best. I'll give WWE credit for that. It was a decent brawl. Sure. It was actually nice to see Charlotte and Rhea, you know, beating the shit out of each other. I like that. Sure, I like a good brawl. But you think for 1 second that Rhea and Charlotte is worthy of a WrestleMania main event? Absolutely not. There was a report out there today. I seen this on Twitter. That Rhea and Charlotte is going to main event night 1 of WrestleMania. Cap. Why was Charlotte and Rhea main event night 1 of WrestleMania? Give me a good reason why. And I guarantee you, I'll see it probably on TikTok or on Twitter or here down below in the comment section. Oh, Rhea won the Royal Rumble, so that's why she can main event night 1. Cap. Just because somebody won the Royal Rumble doesn't mean they can main event WrestleMania. You know how many people in WWE history won the Royal Rumble but did not main event WrestleMania? The list is very, very long, if you ask me. The list is very fucking long. The amount of people that won the Royal Rumble that did not main event WrestleMania, that list is fucking long. I could give you some names right now. I can name you some names right now. Let's go back to, let's see. Seth Rollins, 2019, when he won the Royal Rumble. Did he main event WrestleMania that night? No. The women did. 2018, Shinsuke Nakamura. When he won the Royal Rumble, did he main event WrestleMania? No. No, we did not. Randy Orton in 2017, when he won the Rumble for the second time, did he main event WrestleMania? No. No. When Charlotte won the Rumble back in 2020, when she won the Women's Royal Rumble, did she main event WrestleMania? No. So what makes you think Rhea would main event WrestleMania if Charlotte, when she won the Rumble, didn't main event WrestleMania? The list goes on and on and on and on and on. The list goes on and on and on. Sheamus, 2012, did he main event WrestleMania when he won the Rumble? No, he kicked off the show. 2011, Alberto Del Rio, when he won the Royal Rumble, did he main event WrestleMania? No, he kicked off the show. Edge, when he won the Royal Rumble in 2010, did he main event WrestleMania? No, it was in the middle of the show between him and Jericho. John Cena, when he won the Rumble at fucking MSG in 2008, did he win the Royal Rumble? No. No. No, it was probably what? When Cena won the Rumble in no way, he was what? Third to last that night? No. No. Undertaker, when he won the Rumble in freaking 2007, did he main event WrestleMania? No. No. Shawn and Cena main event of that show. Rey Mysterio himself, when he won the Rumble back in 2006, did he main event WrestleMania? No. His match happened at the middle of the show. Triple H and John Cena main event that night. Don't give me none of this bullshit. Say, oh, Rhea and Charlotte deserves a main event at WrestleMania because Rhea won the Royal Rumble. I just gave you a whole bunch of names. People who won the Rumble that did not main event WrestleMania. Listen, I can tell you this right now. Cena, in theory, in the little build that they have right now, is more entertaining than Rhea and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Tell me when I'm wrong. I don't want to hear people on social media or on TikTok, oh, Rhea should be in event WrestleMania because she won the Rumble. Bullshit. No. No. Again, I'm going to say this. Rhea and Charlotte had a pretty good brawl on SmackDown tonight. But does that mean that they should main event night one? No. After what happened at the end of the show tonight, you mean to tell me that you're going to put Rhea and Charlotte to main event WrestleMania over KO and Sami versus the Usos? Listen, I'm all for equality. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for equality between men and women. I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong here. Don't get me wrong. But KO and Sami Zayn against the Usos is a way more important feud and a better matchup than Charlotte and Rhea. Just my opinion. And if you're gonna fucking come at me for my opinion, go fuck yourself. Sami Zayn is interviewed backstage. He said, when people who love you start pushing you away, eventually you start to think maybe you're the problem. And he'll handle himself if he has to. Jey Uso wants him to pull up tonight. Fine. He'll pull up. We get Xavier Woods making his entrance. As we go to break, we get a match between Xavier Woods versus LA Knight. Xavier Woods wins by a pinfall with a small package. Really? You're booking LA Knight to lose again? Again? LA Knight loses on SmackDown again! I have no fucking words at all. No words. Absolutely no words. Now, what the fuck is LA Knight doing at WrestleMania? I have no fucking idea. But this is what I would do. Remember when John Cena was calling out The Undertaker for their eventual match at WrestleMania? Back in WrestleMania 34 in 2018 in New Orleans? What if they do something like that with LA Knight? And you bring back, I don't know, maybe a Stone Cold, maybe an Undertaker. I'm just throwing out names out there. Maybe a Stone Cold, maybe an Undertaker, maybe, I don't know. Maybe a legend to appear against LA Knight. Maybe have a confrontation. Maybe have a quick match. A quickie of a match. I believe that's what they're going to do with LA Knight. And I wouldn't mind it. It's just that LA Knight needs a win here. Listen, I got LA Knight winning Money in the Bank this year. I do. Again, LA Knight losing on SmackDown is not best for business, folks. It really isn't. We get a hype reel of the Great Muta induction into the Hall of Fame this year. Well deserved. We go to commercial break. Back for commercial break, LA Knight runs into an interview, but ignores her almost immediately. He walks up to Rey Mysterio and says he'll fight Dominik. If he won't, you can call him LA Mysterio, and it'll be a deadbeat dad too. Rey co-cocks him and walks off. So we're getting Rey and LA Knight on SmackDown next week in Las Vegas. Gunther makes his entrance, accompanied by the rest of Imperium, to watch our main event between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, with the winner facing Gunther at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. This match was a fucking banger. A hell of a good match. This was the best match of the whole damn show tonight, if you ask me. Obviously, you know when Drew and Sheamus are in the ring together in a match, they're going to beat the shit out of each other. Don't get me wrong. But what happened after the matchup was a little, a little underwhelming, if you ask me. But the match went to a no contest. I'll just give you the finish here. Finish a collision in the middle of the ring. Referee Jason Ayers issues the standing 10 count. But Gunther interrupts him because he's not going to have a non-finish again. He asks them who's it going to be, and Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci attack both Drew and Sheamus from behind. The match ends in a no contest. Imperium clears the ring, and Gunther takes out Sheamus with a lariat and then power bombs him into Drew McIntyre. Adam Pearce gets on the Titantron and calls Gunther out for his actions, telling a different story from his words and making it official for WrestleMania. He will defend the Intercontinental Championship against both Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a triple threat match. Love it. I love that we're getting a triple threat. I said this on social media. I said it on Twitter. It's great that we're getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania between Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre. It's the right match to do. Because on top of that, you're not going to leave out Drew McIntyre out of WrestleMania. Now Drew McIntyre feels important going into WrestleMania. Finally. For the first time since 2020. Drew McIntyre is actually feeling important coming into WrestleMania. Last year, he had a match against fucking Baron Corbin. The match was fucking god-awful. Then 2 years ago, Drew McIntyre was fighting Bobby Lashley for the coveted WWE Championship. This year, he's going to go up against both Sheamus and Gunther for the IC title. Good on Drew. Good on Drew. I said this on social media, how it's great that we're getting a triple threat match, but at the same time, I would have liked it also if Gunther would have defended the IC title on both nights of WrestleMania. His first match against Drew on night 1, then the second match against Sheamus on night 2. Obviously, Gunther beating Drew. Gunther goes into night 2, loses the IC title to Sheamus. But again, I don't mind a triple threat match. But the question is, what night are they going to have this match at? Put it night 1. Put it at night 1. Sure, I wouldn't mind it. Put it at night 1. I wouldn't mind it at all. So we get to the end of the show. We see Jey Uso walking backstage. We go to commercial break. Back for commercial break, Jey Uso is already in the ring. Sami Zayn makes his entrance. I felt like at that point of the show that they started to fucking rush it. They had 10 minutes left of the show. I think Jey Uso was in the ring. Then Sami came out at 9:51 p.m. So they had a good 9 minutes left of the show to get their shit in. And obviously every single minute was worth it. So Zayn makes his entrance, shyly asking Jey if this is what he wanted and say he pulled up. He asks Uso how he wants to do this, and Jey steps up to him and says he has a job to do, but Sami is about to hear this. From day one, he didn't like Zayn. He didn't trust him. Didn't want him around his family at all. But then week after week, they started liking Sami, Jimmy, then Solo, then Heyman, and even Roman liked them, but not Jey Uso. As a boy, he always thought it was his job to protect his family. And the one time he put his guard down to someone he thought loved him, what'd he do? Zayn embarrassed him and made him look stupid in front of the whole world. He was talking about back at the Royal Rumble. He called Sami his brother, and do you know what that means to him? Somebody said he second-guessed himself all the time, and she may be right. But from day one, Zayn has been a fake-ass oos, and now he doesn't have a choice. Then Sami cuts him off and tells him he always had a choice from day one, and instead he chooses to take Roman's abuse day after day. He loves Jey, he loves the family, but he chose not to take the abuse. This is the part of Sami's promo that really got me like, oh fucking shit. He says he thinks Jey isn't mad at him. He's mad at himself, and he's mad he didn't hit Roman Reigns with the chair first. That got me like, oh my mother of God. This stuns Uso, and Sami reiterates that you always have a choice. Jey snaps and launches a forearm, and they brawl. Zayn will look at his press and punches into Jimmy Uso. No, he punches into Jey Uso, but Jimmy Uso is here to cut him off. Jey takes Sami out with a super kick. They go to the floor and bounces the steel steps off his face, back inside. More beatdown to Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens makes the save. He appears behind the Usos while his music plays. A lariat to Jimmy, unloading punches on Jey, throwing Jimmy back to the floor for more punches, and then a stunner as Sami recovers. Jey off the ropes, pop-up powerbomb, takes him out. Kevin screams primal rage at Uso as he rolls out of the ring. Sami gets to his feet, and this was a great moment to end SmackDown. Sami gets to his feet, and he and Kev stare. They share an uneasy, peaceful moment. KO comes in for the hug. Owens and Zayn together again. Friendship wins. We see Cody Rhodes backstage where he nods approvingly like a forced ghost because he's that much of a dork, and I love him for it. I really do. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stand tall as SmackDown goes off the air. One of the greatest moments in SmackDown history, in my honest opinion. Why is this camera not focused? Okay, there you go. This was a great segment to end SmackDown. This was a very good closing segment to end SmackDown in what I thought was a decent show. They will eventually book Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. I'm making a prediction right now, and I will explain why right now. I think we're getting Zayn and Owens versus the Usos at WrestleMania. Sami and KO will beat the Usos at WrestleMania for the undisputed tag team titles. Why? Today on YouTube, WWE uploaded on their YouTube channel the entire story from when Roman came back at SummerSlam to now. To Montreal. They literally uploaded on YouTube today. I will put that video down below in the description. I will post that video down below in the description. YouTube, well, WWE on their YouTube channel today posted the entire Bloodline storyline from when Roman came back to this very moment, to 2023. Roman came back at SummerSlam 2020, won the Universal title. You will see everything that Reigns and Jey Uso and Jimmy went through, including the whole Sami and Solo coming in. That whole thing is there. And that one thing is telling me automatically that it is possible that Roman loses at WrestleMania. I think for sure, I know for sure the Usos will probably lose at WrestleMania. I know for sure they will probably lose at WrestleMania. I know for a fact they will. But it is possible that Reigns loses at WrestleMania. Because other than that, why would they upload that whole bloodline story on the YouTube channel? Outside of that, I can't think of another reason why they will do that. It's like over, I think it's over like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes long. You get to see the entire storyline from the very beginning when Reigns came back at SummerSlam to now. The whole timetable is there on that whole hour and a half, hour 45 minute video. I watched it earlier this morning when I came back from doing laundry. I watched the whole thing. And I'm thinking to myself, is it possible that Reigns loses at WrestleMania? Because why are they uploading this? Why? I have no idea. This was a great segment to end SmackDown tonight. And what I thought was it was a decent show tonight. It was a decent show. But then again, we needed to see this between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I said this on Raw Monday. It was going to happen. Either Friday on SmackDown tonight, or next Monday on Raw, or next Friday on SmackDown, which we know now is in Las Vegas. I'm glad that it happened tonight with 2 weeks to go to WrestleMania. I loved it. It's something that it was needed and necessary. Now we got it. It's only a matter of time now before Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win the Undisputed Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. And it should main event night 1 of WrestleMania. I don't want to hear, oh, Rhea and Charlotte should main event. No. No. The bloodline with Sami and KO has been brewing for almost a year. I believe since April. Since April, almost a year. Sami Zayn joined the bloodline almost a year ago. They have that in the bloodline YouTube video that they uploaded today. They have that. The whole timetable and dates and everything else. Let me tell you, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos will main event night 1 of WrestleMania. I can assure you that. Rhea and Charlotte should not main event WrestleMania. If anything, they should kick off night 1 of WrestleMania, in my honest opinion. Have them kick off WrestleMania night 1 and have KO and Sami versus the Usos end WrestleMania night 1. That's it, guys. SmackDown review is in the books. And that's it, guys, for SmackDown review right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the review, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of the show tonight. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. Raw review from this past Monday is live on the channel, as well as SmackDown review from this past Friday. Link to both of these videos will be in the annotation that you see on the upper right corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, Twitter and TikTok at The Real Chris. 2 E's on the 2 S's on the Chris. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter. I post weekly on TikTok, but I mostly tweet every single day on Twitter, whether it's from Yankee Twitter or like wrestling or stuff like that. I'm on Twitter 24/7, so give me a follow, and I'll follow you guys right back on Twitter. That is it. I will see you guys on Monday for a Raw review, a brand new week of content right here on the channel. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video all over social media. I will see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw review. Roman Reigns will be on Raw Monday. Should be an interesting show. Till then, guys, I'm Chris. Have a blessed night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday for Raw review. See you guys later.